Wayne's downfall highly resonated across the media, leaving speculators concerned regarding his value for humanity and thirst for fame. Chasing Classic Cars has been one of the few most influential and fan-attractive shows on television for a while, as there are only a few of, but after a dramatic event that happened in the show business, the whole TV show was canceled in 2021 due to mysterious circumstances. A lawsuit against the host of the show, Wayne Carrini, was constructed on the basis of accusations of mistreatment of the crew. This clip uncovers the mysterious and tragic incidents that led to the sudden ending of the infamous automotive documentary TV show, Chasing Classic Cars. Wayne Carrini, a motor and automotive enthusiast, was born on October 13, 1951. His father, Bob Carrini, who was responsible for surrounding Wayne by car culture from the very beginning. In the city of Glastonbury, Connecticut, Bob had a business of auto restoration where he repaired and maintained cars by offering collision repair for cars that seemed beyond redemption. Wayne worked in his father's shop from grade school, learning and training his skills of automotive mechanics. His commitment started from the simple task of sweeping the floor with a small salary of $5 a week. His work at the workshop gradually started to gain height as he started to help his father in restoring everything from Duesenbergs to Ford Model A's. Working with his father in the workshop, he learned the ins and outs of car repair and was able to appreciate the hidden potential of damaged and destroyed vehicles that looked out of hope. In later events in his life, these great skills of perception would help him in opening up F40 Motorsports. A milestone in his life was set then. By the age of 9, Wayne had a joyous ride in a genuine Ferrari, the 1960 Rosso Chiaro model, which was the top of car technology at the time. His desire and zeal to learn everything about the amazing beast on wheels sprang alive as he was riding around in it. It cannot be much of an exaggeration if it was said that Wayne Carrini discovered his destiny in that Ferrari. The young Wayne collaborated with his new friend Roger Barr, who shared his great love for cars, and the age difference was not much of an issue for the two. Taken in awe by his older friend's knowledge about cars, Wayne was even more excited to learn that Roger served as a backup motorist for the Porsche factory sports team, which was a side job to his main career of working as a mechanic for the U.S. Air Force. The enormous vision of Wayne had found the gear of luck that would carry him through this journey. Now more encouraged than before, Wayne continued to dig into his passion for the Ferrari. His effort was well nurtured by learning under master restorer Francois Sicard. He knew more about these vehicles than anyone else. He helped Wayne develop a sharp eye for the details of the knowledge of restoring cars. Wayne hasn't always been the greatest fan of following in his father's footsteps. His desire was to become an art teacher, and his college journey also headed that way. But upon realizing that art education is not a paying job, he changed his mind and turned to restoring cars, which was the passion that ran in his blood in the first place. His dream of restoring cars was taking an important step when he met a man named Luigi Chinetti, who helped him fulfill his destiny. Mr. Chinetti was a key person in the Ferrari company in the United States. He brought the Italian vehicle to America, and the obsession of Wayne for the vehicle paved a major path for him to associate with Chinetti. Wayne had been to Chinetti's showroom when he was a child, and has ever since fantasized about them. He has been waiting for the chance to be in one of the cars, and the offer from Chinetti Row Restore It was an upgrade in his dream job. He was given 4 weeks to finish his work, and Wayne got to it with his 6-man team, which he brought together for the task. In 1973, through the hustle of this newly developed occupation, Wayne left the art education world behind and took over the family business. Wayne Carrini's business heart was born in his father's workshop and was nurtured with the advice of experts like Francois Sicard and Luigi Chinetti. As he became an adult, Wayne overwhelmed people's expectations when he opened not 1, but 3 businesses on his own. These shops were based in his own hometown of Portland, Connecticut, one of which was F40 Motorsports, where he found and revamped classic cars that were very far from being repaired. After noting the progress in his business, Wayne upgraded the friendly work relationship he had with Roger Barr into a business partnership. Wayne's vision and Barr's expertise as a genius mechanic became a matching duo that would serve them both to tackle anything that came their way. But that was only until the change from friends to business partners became a cause for the premature termination of the show. Using this platform that he has built, Wayne Carrini pursued a slightly different path in the media business. After his appearance in the New York Times, talking about his esteemed love and passion for cars.
You know, I loved cars anyways as a kid. I loved Ferraris.
a journey started for Wayne to join a TV career. His statement in the magazine caught the attention of Jim Ostrowski, CEO of the Essex Television Group and veteran car collector. Using Wayne's great passion and affinity for the chemistry of cars, Jim approached him with the idea of putting it all to work in the right direction. This idea involved the mega automobile magazine Motor Trend, which was taking a step into the audio-visual media business, transitioning to the world of TV. They needed personalities that genuinely relate with cars and know a lot about them. Wayne Carrini's deep appreciation for all things automobile came in handy, and there was no one better for the job than the one cursed with the knowledge of the subject. It was mental torture for car enthusiasts to watch clueless celebrities on automobile shows who knew nothing about cars or how they worked. They wanted a real fanatic who speaks the language of the automobile, knows them inside and out, and gives them a show that talks about more than just the most expensive cars. Wayne's passion for finding classic cars in the most unimaginable places was noted by Jim Ostrowski, who handed over his own TV show calling it Chasing Classic Cars. Wayne had his doubts at first when Jim pitched him the idea, but was later convinced to give it a shot. In June 2008, Chasing Classic Cars aired a 13-episode season that kept viewers at the edge of their seats from the very first episode, which showed Wayne finding a broken-down Bugatti in a barn. The transformation of the lost and found Bugatti caught the audience in awe as it was restored to its former glory right in front of their eyes. This event in the story shot Wayne from being a local celebrity right into being a TV star, and the hopeful Jim who took a shot at the chance to work with Wayne had played his cards right. Realism being the major beacon of audience in his show, Wayne Carrini has acquired numerous contacts over 40 years of his wit, restoring long-stationed cars to their former glories. But the climax of his enthusiasm was seen in his auctions when he would stake his own money on rusty clunkers that had lost favor in drivers' eyes and even suffered massive losses on multiple occasions. Yet Wayne considered these risks to be ones worth taking. Roger Barr, his lifelong friend, still continued to work with him back at the workshop, being a major part of the show. Taking his work seriously and approaching every vehicle that was wheeled into the workshop with sincere care and respect, he would restore them all nice and clean so that they looked brand new once again. After the complete restoration of the car, Wayne would look for a buyer and sell it when he finds one. But there were times when he didn't have that much luck at work and would lose big. The true wisdom in the iconic and revolutionary automobile television show was the simple concept of taking something broken and making it whole again. As an adventure guru, Wayne takes pride in not only the successful outcomes of his auctions, but also those that he lost. This is because the whole experience with the process of struggling to make right what used to be great before helped him know everything there is to know about the cars he came across. Wayne had a collection of cars that he deemed special and one of a kind from the ones he took and repaired. He took them and placed them under great care where they are kept safe with the respect that they deserve. As the road to high grounds is full of obstacles and harsh conditions, Chasing Classic Cars struggled to appeal to a mainstream audience. But even while in the fight against stagnation, the show's cult following grew stronger each season. The head engineer Roger Barr was the one man who earned the praise for the growth in those times. Roger, unlike Wayne, was born in a relatively humble setting on February 15, 1936, in Long Island, New York. He used to sneak out to check out repair shops, which was the practice that laid the foundation for his interest in the craft that would write his name in the clouds. Roger was faced with a problem when he started dreaming of joining the cutting-edge aviation industry as an engineer. His teachers at the school he used to go to noticed that even at a proper age, he had difficulty reading. This gave light to the fact that Roger was actually dyslexic.
He had the touch, and I'm not a good student. I'm very dyslexic.
But his determination to get to his dream and to be competent didn't let him accept the statement of his lack of ability. So he worked hard in his studies, got good grades, and even went to college, unlike most people of his age. While working his way through college to become an aviation engineer, he picked up babysitting gigs when he could. After graduation, he moved to Germany to find a job, the one he had always dreamed of. As a side job, he used to be a backup driver for Porsche. He did manage to get a job testing jet engines for Pratt & Whitney, a company facing a great problem of birds being sucked into the engines, and it was his responsibility to fix the problem. The condition was resolved by the use of flexible jet engine blades that were capable of surviving bird strikes. In the midst of this job, he was asked by his coworkers to check out a car, and with that, his long-lost affection for cars was reborn. Despite his dream to work in aviation, Roger learned that his true purpose was repairing cars, and as a result, He opened a foreign car shop in Glastonbury, Connecticut, Wayne Carrini's hometown. Soon enough, he was renowned for it in the auto repair community, and Wayne's father, Bob, used to outsource foreign car repairs to him. His eagerness to deal with foreign cars gave him a hard-working spirit, and therefore earned him a reputation as the best mechanic in the city. The hobby of making racing cars was one of Roger's unique attributes, along with his deep understanding of foreign cars. This was the ground that nurtured his friendship with the young Wayne Carrini. In his attempt to quench his thirst of automotive obsession, Wayne used to roam around Roger's workshop. Sadly, like most childhood friendships, their friendship too didn't last due to the separate paths life took them. Roger's repair business fell on hard times because repairing foreign cars was not a unique talent anymore. This caused him to change lanes by selling his business to a local Volkswagen dealership and heading on to teaching. He was accepted with honor at Brown University, yet his passion for cars didn't leave his heart, so he kept pursuing it by providing Chevrolet with car parts. At the same time, Wayne Carrini was closing in on his TV career, and the two old friends would come together just in time to reunite to keep going on the path that they had begun together in the first place. At the age of his retirement, Roger took a bold step into returning to his hometown and reconnecting with his childhood auto companion. The extremely successful Wayne at the time welcomed his old friend with gladness, convinced that he could need a pair of skillful hands. The kind of expertise and level of brightness of Roger's kind was not to be found that easy, so he started working as the chief mechanic at F40 Motorsports for the following 3 years. This was when Jim Atrowski approached Wayne with what seemed like an opportunity of a lifetime. Wayne Carrini, being the businessman he set out to be, used Roger's unique and profound expertise to attract viewers to his new TV show. Wayne's audience accepted Roger with open arms as he was a person of not just talent, but also a humble demeanor that had the potential to yield a TV personality on his own. As the two old friends got older, the cars and restored vehicles that they had worked on throughout the entirety of their career were left in stores. The duo had proven that their respect and passion for cars has made a life and a career for both, and a fantastic adventurous show for the world to see and remember. They have also shown that through the level of insight they gained in the journey they shared as car lovers, they were true heroes of the field. Chasing Classic Cars has shown its viewers what they actually wanted to see, which was vintage cars in all their glory, instead of just accumulating unnecessary information, which was what other car shows did at the time. The harmonious combination of the two gems was one of the best colors of the show. The fans couldn't get enough of it. Roger was the muscle and iron of the duo, and Wayne, with his out-of-this-world personality, was always moving forward, finding lost and forgotten cars, restoring them into their better form, and also back into the memories of their admirers. In the 2010s, Chasing Classic Cars had hit its highest point as a whole lot over 100 million households all around the world tuned in to watch them. With such publicity and an increasing number of viewers, the show was destined for more and more height with every episode that aired, but the time had finally come for what was under the curtains to be opened. And this was somehow noted by fans, even though they both went through the shows in harmony and displayed nothing but respect for each other's contribution to the TV show. At the highest point of the show's success, there was a shocking discovery that left the whole fan club's hands on their mouths. Wayne Carrini was doing very well in the business, and the second in line, Roger Barr, would by default be around the same corner or a few steps closer. But the truth was much different from that. In the 13th season of the show, by the year 2018, the talented mechanic of the Chasing Classic Cars TV show, Roger Barr had fallen into some unexpected medical bills, which actually shook the public. Since he has not been able to pay for his own medical bills, a fan from the viewers of the TV series named Steve Cripps volunteered to set up a fundraiser to help cover the cost. This came as a shock to all viewers of the show, which left them wondering why the multi-millionaire bosses at Motor TR Network were not taking care of the medical bills. From the understanding that Roger Barr's net worth in the company was estimated to be around $1.3 million, the news of his lack of medical bill payment greatly confused speculators. Roger's sudden disappearance from the show after the medical expenses incident worried folks to a high degree, and they started speculating in multiple possible directions. This event had left some to wonder if in fact the illness could have been worsened, and their favorite on-screen mechanic would have passed away. But after what seemed like an eternity of silence, Roger reappeared and decided to tell everyone his side of the story. His story revealed some disturbing secrets. The injury he needed to recover from was the result of an accident that occurred to him while he was working in F40 motorsports, which he was not compensated. It also led to his departure from the show. He had served almost all his life in a show that gained altitude due to his enormous contribution and built a fan base that has witnessed his fascinating skills and performance as the backbone of the program. However, in the time that he was supposed to be cared for and looked after, he was instead left alone and without any compensation money to get treated for the infection that was caused to him by the same company that denied him his payment. His unfair neglect was one issue. The other, and equally shocking news, was his dismissal from the show without proper notice. Roger himself claims that he hasn't been notified of his dismissal from the show himself, and only found out later after his recovery. As it has been clearly debated upon, a celebrity and TV star of his caliber does not only have the proper dismissal, he was supposed to have an honorary send-off with an episode dedicated to the issue, announcing it to fans and viewers, and acknowledging his efforts and lifelong loyal servitude of this veteran. He also revealed in later appearances that he hasn't even been paid for his TV appearances in the show. Yet instead of being paid, he had to cover his medical bills with his mechanic salary from Motor TR Network. Despite being in his mid-80s, Roger still had to pay his bills from his salary while still being denied his compensation pay. On top of all that, he says that he had left most of his very expensive tools at the shop and he hadn't been able to collect them from there. As if enough has not been said, the cruelty and ignorance of his partners and bosses continues. Due to his poor salary and low financial status, Roger was not able to afford to go see the dentist to fix his 2 broken teeth. Also, due to his lack of funds to maintain his living environment, his house had fallen into disrepair. This series of unexpected revelations rocked the foundation of the Chasing Classic Cars fan base way too much to the core. The great admiration and respect the fans and other audience had for the duo was changed into sadness and disappointment regarding how Wayne Carrini could have treated his friends so poorly, even in the time when, let alone his friendship or partnership, his humanity should have stepped in. Considering that the all-time skilled Roger helped Wayne put his show and his name on the map, along with a gigantic number of fans that kept on growing by the day, the public sees Wayne's foul play in this show business. This has caused a major backlash in the show of Chasing Classic Cars, and even though the show managed to limp on for another 3 seasons over the following 2 years, the show has already lost its charm. It no longer felt like something to look forward to in the programs of the TV. Roger's revelation about the inhuman actions of the people in the show cast a shadow on the entire program to this day. The cruel TV celebrity and car restorer Wayne Carrini, after his ever-so-ignorant mistreatment and dismissal of Roger, he found himself drowning in a lawsuit that came out of nowhere from a customer who brought in a car to be restored. This dispute arose around a 1934 Pierce Arrow coupe restoration, with customer William Robert Richmond suing F40 Motorsports for undisclosed reasons which Wayne also refused to disclose. But it is said that it could have been the final blow of knockout that led to the eventual discontinuation of the show. On top of that, the COVID-19 pandemic played a major role in keeping people off the streets and in their homes, giving them more time to spend watching shows. This opened a more convenient situation for most shows because everyone had nothing else to do but to sit and watch TV. But on the contrary, Wayne was unable to move around and shoot his scenes for the TV show due to the lockdown declaration that demanded all to stay at their homes, which were strict social distancing rules. This led to closure and even cancellation of most businesses, which prevented Wayne from moving around to shoot his clips for the show. In the year 2021, Chasing Classic Cars aired its final season with just 5 episodes, yet fans have already assumed that the show has gone for good due to Roger Barr's absence, the lack of new content, and the show's inability to shoot in the pandemic period. After being broadcast for 13 years, the era of the Chasing Classic Cars has ended. After a 3-year gap between seasons, Wayne Carrini has been noted to have been planning a comeback. The show most probably will return with an entirely new host and cast, but as none is cleared and confirmed, fans are eagerly waiting for the official announcement regarding the show's future. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to watch more videos just like this one. Also, comment below on any interesting celebrity story that you want us to cover next.